Here you are.
Here I am at mile.
What mile is it?
Oh, 52.
Is that right?
perhaps?
We're already 52.
Let's see.
So we're gonna say about 50.
Hey, Randy, what mile's Nankoweap? In the water.
I think he's underwater.
So we're at mile 50 plus into the Grand Canyon. This is the end of the second day. 8. Oh, it's just 8. Go ahead and turn it on and off. That's how I do it. The power. I mean.
For 8?
Yeah, it clears it. It's really irritating when it beeps and you're trying to sleep. You can increase the pump speed, it'll recalculate. That might mean my Venus is trying to slow down.
Might be a number.
Randy, what mile are we?
That's not bad.
52? 52.
Okay, take 2. So here we are at mile. So I seriously. I hate that. But here we are at mile 52, end of the second day of Grand Canyon Adventure, and I just got on dialysis. We're going to try to get into a 3-hour and 15-minute run, but we'll do what we have to do. It's about 4 o'clock and it gets dark about 8, so we'll be fine. And it's been a great day, and today's the July 4th. And I think this is a perfect symbol of independence, that you can take your dialysis with you down the Grand Canyon. You can probably take it anywhere. And we're in a beautiful spot. I'm looking up at a cliff that must be 100 feet, 200 feet, and then beyond that is one that just goes up to the sky. That's the south rim of the canyon. And we had a little weather earlier today, and now it's just nice and comfortable and settling in for routine treatment, I think.
Looking at where you are right now, what do you think about getting to this point? Harder, easier, or about what you were expecting to get here? And I mean, go back a year or 2 years when you started planning this.
You know, it's almost like I never really thought it all the way through of what it would entail. It's once I found out I could go, it just kind of went under its own inertia, it seemed like, and it was that you are going, so it's just somehow going to work. I think it's easier in the respect that I was imagining having to deal with the sand and the beach, the shoreline. We're actually on the J-rig, they call it. It's a type of raft that they use for running the canyon. It's a motor raft, and I'm just towards the bow here, under an umbrella, being held by Dave, hopefully. And so, you know, in this respect, this is more comfortable. If I knew this going in, I would have maybe prepared differently just by thinking about having a shade and wind shelter. You know, just that would fit over this. I could imagine setting this up as a perfect dialysis unit, and so this is maybe a little rougher than maybe the next person if they're going and they're going to be using J-rigs. This is a great place to dialyze, both on the boat but also here at the Grand Canyon. So I have to say, Arizona Raft has really made this work, and they thought it through and figured out how it was going to be able to happen no matter what the conditions and the weather, and they know this canyon, and it's true, it's worked out. I think we're going to be okay. I have dialysis tonight. The equipment is fine as far as I can tell. It's cool to the touch. The bags came out of the hold that's underneath all this stuff, actually on the other raft, but I'm actually feeling very comfortable, so I think it is cooling me slightly. I have it covered for shade, but otherwise I think it seems like it's going great. I can't even hear the generator, which I was thinking would be really bothersome for the other guests or people around I don't think anybody would know what's going on other than maybe the camera would say that would be something unusual, or that the guides are letting people sit on their rafts when we're on shore. But otherwise, I think I can't imagine it's that disruptive to anyone else's experience, other than maybe we stopped a little early. But so I think it's, in that respect, it's better too. I was a little worried about I was imagining it, I guess, being very quiet. I didn't think about the river making noise, and we can hear a rapid, so it still seems very natural sound, even though there's a cycler running and a generator. So in that respect, it's better too. So I'd say it's actually better than I expected. I was, just thinking we'd have to roll with it, whatever the conditions, but this seems very definitely doable. It seems reasonable that this would be something people could plan, and I would prepare a little differently, just knowing now for comfort. Maybe I'd bring a lounge chair or something, but this is fine compared to what I imagined. So yeah, there's all sorts of options. I could stretch out if I wanted to. So no, I think all I'm missing is maybe a refreshment. I was gonna have a lemonade at some point, but and then maybe a beer after that. But ideally you wouldn't have to take 3 or 4 hours out of a great trip like this to do something like this. But the fact is, I couldn't be on this trip unless I did this. So this is the price I pay, and it's definitely been worth it. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the trip now. I think I'll probably sleep a little better tonight, knowing we got a treatment in. That means that gives me a little wiggle room. We're going to try to treat again tomorrow night, and then have a day off, and then go from there. But it seems like, okay, this is going to work. We're going to make it to the end of the river, and that's really my goal, to make it out healthy, everybody healthy, and then it's a big success. And I think we're seeing that it's gonna be possible.
Tomorrow, are you going to do anything different than you did today?
We're gonna leave some of this stuff packaged up together, I think, differently, and we had to assemble a bracket, for instance. We won't have to do that because we'll have that. We'll leave that together. I think it worked out pretty good. My friend went ahead and set up my tent and stuff while we set this up, and I think we'll just it seemed pretty reasonable. I don't know how long it took, but it must have been about an hour or so.
Yeah,
I was thinking
Probably an hour.
an hour since setting up that I'm on, so that seemed reasonable. That's kind of what I was hoping. We could probably try to beat that tomorrow, but I think, yeah. The only thing is I think my arterial buttonhole healed up, which I anticipated, so I brought 15 gauge needles, and maybe I opened it back up, or I'll try to start another buttonhole or something. But a few bugs, but not many. They're not biting bugs, just bothersome. But yeah, so I think I don't know why. I'm not sure I changed much. I had great help, thank you. But I think the one thing maybe I try to do is increase I have the dimmer on the machine set for nocturnal dialysis, so it's the proper brightness for a dark room. Out here, it'd be nice if I had turned up the display, but that's all right. We're making do. So I think it's gone really well. I really do. I mean, yeah. So you're overall thinking it through. I'd say it's better than I expected. I thought we'd be able to do it, but I thought it would be maybe rougher and sandier. So in that respect, yeah, it's better than I expected.
Now, I'm going to take a shot of what's straight ahead of you, which looks like the
Yeah.
canyon that just goes on forever. Give me a short description of what you are sitting in your chair looking right in front of you.
Oh, well, I think it's got to be a singular view. I mean, this canyon isn't like any other. It's the Grand Canyon. I understand it's even going to be more awe-inspiring as we go farther in, but I've never been in anything like this. I've seen the Snake River Canyon, so maybe it's a cousin, but this is spectacular, and I couldn't even tell you how high those cliff walls are. and then into the distance, and all the layers of rock. So you're seeing just the hundreds of millions of years of geology exposed to you along a beautiful river, and there's some green banks. It's actually non-native, so we don't like them, but most of it's still pretty, and it's just amazing. And the temperature's pretty cool on the water. If you just step off the shore about 10 yards, the temperature change is pretty dramatic. But it's right here, it's nice and cool, there's a breeze, and I'm out of the sun, and I think the dialsate's keeping me cool too. So yeah, it's I couldn't imagine a more scenic spot.